So somebody just made a post on Reddit about parallel realities, and this is basically, I think, I'm only halfway through reality transurfing, but my basic understanding of what this book is talking about is that the parallel realities theory is what is happening. It's what makes sense to me. It's the first thing that has made me sort of understand, in a way. It's the first thing that's where I've gone, okay, that makes sense about how this can all be happening. Because I know it is. I've experienced it enough times to know that, like my stupid video yesterday about the sloth blanket, like that shit's been going on forever for me, and bigger things too. And it's like I've never really gotten to the point where I wanted to think about how it was happening. And so I wanted to explain what I think I understand from this book, and how, like, the sloth blanket thing is something that can happen instantly, while other seemingly more complicated, bigger, more important things don't happen like that, usually. I think for some people they do, and I think this also explains why. So the parallel realities thing is basically every version of reality that could ever happen, has ever happened, exists right now. So anything that you can imagine as being a reality, just an infinite number of possible realities exist. So you make a decision, like I decide to make this video or not. 2 different realities branch off from that decision. I post this video, people will see it, it affects a whole bunch of people, just a little bit, maybe not at all. That sets off a whole range of other possible realities. Or I don't post this video, and that sets off a whole bunch of other realities because those people never saw the video. Now apply that to every decision that every person is making every second of every day, and those are all the different realities. It's just, you obviously can't wrap your mind around what that would mean. But basically what it means is anything that you can imagine happening is already one of those potential realities that exists right now. So when I first started reading reality transurfing, and I read sort of the beginning of this concept, I was thinking, okay, this makes perfect sense to me, because let's say that I want a specific thing. Now, if every reality possible is happening, that means that exists in a whole bunch of realities, right? And all I really would have to do is take the right actions, because we can theoretically say that there exists a perfect series of events that would lead me to that thing. Like we can agree, I think, that of course a set of events exists that would get me from here to there. The problem is, to us as mortals, if we can't see what that series of events is, then we don't know how to get there, and we just figure, okay, it's not possible or whatever. This was my initial understanding of this that made me go, okay, I'm onto something reading this, like this is making sense. So basically my understanding, or what I'm getting from this, sort of relating it to Neville, is that your intention and your state of mind, sort of taking on the energy of the thing or the sureness that it will happen, or both, sort of starts directing you towards the parallel reality where that thing is in existence, and where all of the other things in your life that you're not intentionally trying to change are the same, just, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's a parallel reality where your life is as you know it, essentially, but there's this other thing there. It's not like moving to that reality means a whole bunch of other things necessarily have to change. That's my understanding of it. And so reality transurfing talks about how if you want something that is very similar to your current life, then it's located on a parallel reality that is very close to you, essentially. So, like, for example, yesterday I go shopping to get my friend a gift, right? finding a blanket that has sloths on it, which wasn't even really my intention, but just how that played out to me is a perfect example of a lifeline that is like right next to you. That's why it could happen in like 10 minutes because, how different is the lifeline that has a good gift in it at TJ Maxx than the one I'm currently living. It's right next to where I currently was when I didn't have that. So shifting into this little parallel reality where the perfect gift existed was easy because all I had to do was have this slight intention about something totally believable, and introduce a little detail into it while I'm in the middle of the experience, and I shift right onto this perfect timeline where this sloth blanket appears in front of me. Okay? I think a lot of people watch that video and were like, what's the big deal? It's a big deal to me because this is starting to make a lot of sense. So, if you want something that is very different from where you are now, this is kind of like the bridge of incidents concept from Neville. If you want something that's very different, like it's on according to reality transurfing, it's on a timeline that's further away from you. And so you have to move through these different parallel realities to get to that thing. And it appears to take longer. And I'm guessing that the appearance of it taking longer also has something to do with your belief level, like how much you believe something can change rapidly. Because theoretically, the parallel reality that contains a swift change from where you are now to where you want to be should exist. But I think a lot of this comes down to your human mind and your human ability to believe in stuff like this. So that would be why, if say you want a relationship with somebody who has to change a lot, you have to shift through a lot of parallel realities where that person changes in a way that you can believe. It's funny. I was thinking about this. I made a video about my ex a couple days ago, and I was thinking, so we got in contact and he wanted to get together, and I didn't want to at all. I basically said no. And, in that moment, let's say that I absolutely believed that a person could make the kind of changes I think he would have to make in a few months. Perhaps if I had that belief and I had a true desire for something to happen at that moment, because I actually don't. I am so into all of the stuff that I'm talking about on this channel right now. I don't want anyone interfering. Like, I don't even like having plans right now. All I want to do is get the things that are required in my life done so that I can continue down this path. And so, I was thinking about, I came to this fork in the road, right? With this person that I think I would like to have a relationship again with at some point. And my decisions, my beliefs, chose a timeline, essentially. There are a million other ways that whole thing could have gone. A million. I could have said yes and met up. Who knows what would have happened on that timeline? I could have never spoken to him. I made a lot of choices, is what I'm saying. And each one of them branched off into a different version of the possible life that I'm living. So there's a lot of your own mentality that comes into this, and that I think is where your state matters. If you know that your head and your heart want something, that's the thing. My head and my heart are not in agreement about that situation right now, and so it's just sort of on the back burner. Or it's like I do want it, but I know I want it later. And so my decisions were all pretty much in accordance with that. So this is, I think, the mechanism in a way for how this all works. When you know that you want something and there's no resistance, and you're just, it's 100% agreement. I want this. Do it. I'm gonna get it. Things happen very quickly. I think your energy starts shifting you through these realities with the help of other people and their decisions too. That's the part that's really like, you know, how does that work? Nobody will ever know, or we don't know right now. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. It makes perfect sense to me. And I've had moments where I've had visual confirmation of this in a strange way, where I'll have a flash moment where I can sort of see the frames, like TV screens of the bridge. I can see the events that will take place to get me where I'm trying to go for an instant, like enough to make me think I'm crazy. But that's my current understanding of the parallel realities thing. And that's why I think this all happens the way it does. Like finding a perfect present for my friend, there's no resistance in that. Like, I know that it happens. You know, I don't have any resistance of like, ooh, I don't want to be able to do that. You know, I think that's sometimes why things don't play out, is there's this like idea that it's a little too scary to believe that you have that kind of influence on your reality. That's not what we're taught. That's not what we're led to believe. And it can take a while to get used to that, I think. Even yesterday, I was just like, this is too creepy. Oh my God. But yeah, just something to think about, I guess. I'm still reading Reality Transurfing. I'm sure more of this is going to come out, but this is my current working theory that I'm feeling pretty sure about. It would explain why you can get what you want, even if it means somebody else doesn't get what they want. You know, you just move into the reality where you have what you want, and this person has the free will to figure out how to do this for themselves and move into the reality where they also have that thing and you don't. How you experience their reality, I'm not sure that even matters. I don't know if you become like, you know, an NPC, just sort of standing by playing a soulless role in that reality. That's the everybody is you pushed out concept that the jury's still out on for me. But